if they're going into any situation, they're like, oh yeah, that's a hamster.
Right.
So people just picked up, oh yeah, that's a hamster. So in a lot of places, in a lot of situations, people just know, people know me as, a lot of the times, because I also like putting in Tim, because my parents did give me the name, and I do use it.
So, that's amazing. Do you want to add something?
No.
Okay. All right, fine. So I was going to ask you, do you think being aware, being awake, I don't like woke, awake, do you think also being very, I guess, socially aware, when you see things from a very different perspective, right, limits your commercial success?
It kind of does.
Yeah.
So, for example, it'd be really hard for me to do anything state-related as a person, as a creative, as how people know me. I'd do one state event and I would not get another event because people will be like, oh yeah, you've sold out.
Yeah.
You've turned the other cheek, basically. It's also very hard for me to be in certain, you can say, spaces, because I'm like, weirdly enough, I actually do go into these spaces to actually learn and get other information, but sometimes it becomes a problem when you're known. I'm undermanned both years. I can't legitimately say, oh yeah, they're doing great now, because even for me, I'd be like, it's a paid ad, and I don't do paid ads.
Right.
It's very hard also for me to do anything. The people who are doing bad things in the Middle East, I would not like to say them because mutani kujia. My father is not a rich man, but can I say it freely? Because it's my opinion. It's my opinion. I can't do anything Israeli. I legitimately cannot, because one, the people of Palestine are suffering. Palestinians are people, and they do exist, and they do have a right to exist as a people, as a republic. I then can't go and say, okay, this is my opinion. It has nothing to do with Spice. It is Tim saying this.
Yeah. It's a safe space.
Yeah. So it's very hard for me to engage with, even on the minute and lower level of where people don't know it's them, but it's still them. Because interacting with people who curate, it is also very easy to know where they're getting the funding and where they're coming from and where they're standing on. So it's also very easy for me to go like, oh yeah, I cannot MC for that person.
By the way, is that the case in Kenya, where we have a bunch of creatives who, they claim to be authentic, but really they're pushing an agenda? Can you tell? Can you see even just tell?
The good thing about Kenyans, you'll always announce. They'll always, it's same way when the lady who did the thing with Bill Gates Foundation.
Right.
It's like, it's very easy for me to tell, because you will tell me that's why that's who's buttering your bread. It's people announce themselves, which is a wonderful thing, because it allows me to go like, oh, that space is not a space for me.
Right.
My guy, we had a whole protest for Israel in Nairobi. We have been having Free Palestine, especially Cheche and other spaces, trying as much as possible to have people cognizant of what's happening to the Palestinian people. They've been being fought by the police left, right, and center. You cannot then say, on the other hand, okay, the Israeli one can go. That's clearly, it's a paid ad.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is. It's a paid ad. Because I'm like, it's better. Neutrality does not mean you're innocent. Neutrality, having an opinion is a good thing.
Yeah. Having
an opinion is what makes me human, because I can be opinionated.
Right.
I can stand strongly on something and actually be like, this is why I'm standing on this. If you believe Israel was promised to them 3,000 years ago, please come fight me with the facts. Because some of us, I like learning about history.
Right.
I'm not an anthropologist. I just like learning about history. Those who do not learn from their history are doomed to repeat it. It's very clear to me, the state of Israel did not learn ignore part of their own history, because they forget what happened to them during the Holocaust. And they like reinforcing that happened. Then to me, I will always remind them, the Palestinian Holocaust also happened. That is it.
Right.
When it comes to even matters here, it's very interesting. You remember when we were talking about me not working for anything state? It's because legitimately I am a registered voter. I have been a registered voter since 2016. All my candidates lost during the last election. Let me say it. Rest in peace to Raila. I did vote for you that one time. I did go against the grain. To those people who are attacking Kikuyus out there, we do actually look at our candidates and vote for them.
Yeah.
For me, I was clearly in opposition from the get-go. Government that came in place, we're experiencing high taxation. We go to our leaders we're still going to vote for what the president has said. Now, democracy is power for the people, by the people, something else. This is a democratic country. If majority of Kenyans are against a particular law, a particular thing, and they state it, shouldn't our parliament be listening to us? So I then can't go and say, oh guys, the government is doing great because my bread is being buttered. Because then at the end of it, I would not be comfortable with myself.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm loved at home. I'm loved at home. I know I need my own place. Guys, I'm looking for my own place. Mom and dad, natafta nyumba, don't worry. But at the same time, I have the comfort of knowing I don't have to work for the government. I don't have to slave away. Because technically speaking, many years ago, I did work for the government. I was basically on contract. I've been part of the system. I know how the system is. I never want to go back there. Because I was like, it's heavy on your mind. Because you always find yourself bogged down with... let me tell you, being the way I think, I will either curse out my boss or I'll go on a holiday for 2 weeks to just rest.
Yeah. It got me thinking about this Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Amendment Act. Right, so guys, if you don't know what's going on, Kenya recently passed the Computer Misuse and Cyber Crimes Amendment Act 2025. So this law is stirred a lot of debate. Obviously, Gava says it's meant to protect citizens from online crimes like cyberbullying, phishing, and identity theft. But also, critics are now arguing and they're saying it gives the state too much power. You know what I mean? Yeah. So also, bear in mind, this law was actually signed just hours after the passing of Raila Odinga, raising eyebrows about the timing and the intent. So my question is, as a poet, as a communicator, as a thinker, a writer, how does this sit with you? This,
I'll start with one thing.
Yeah.
Defamation laws in Kenya exist. So if I defame someone, they have the right to take me to court. That's one. If it's on any issue. If I say anything about you, if I say Matara is not tall, he's short, guys, trust me, I know him. You can take me to court and go like, this guy said I'm short.
And that's not true.
And that's not true.
I have American height.
Yeah. I'm a tall man. He's 6 foot.
Yeah.
I am 6 foot.
Yeah.
If, two, we have already been having a problem with the state already using the law in a manner that's not right. I remember... I only remember her by her handle on Twitter, but the lady who created the system of where people were sending the email to Parliament.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to say
I
it.
remember her name,
Yeah, because it's R something. It's Ruth something. I remember her case.
Ruth Jerry.
Yeah, I think.
Let me check it. Yeah.
We will confirm the name because I do not want to be sued for naming the wrong person. Like I said, you find, for example, her situation of where she just created a system where Kenyans could use to send emails to the government to say, hey, we don't want this.
Yeah.
Was she not arrested?
Right.
So the laws that they need to use are already in place. What they're doing is, because I remember it was saying you pay a fine of 10 million or is it 20 years in jail or 10 years in jail? Rosenjerry.
Yeah.
The wonderful work she was doing. What did the police do? I remember the journalists who were arrested because allegedly they worked on the Blood Parliament documentary for the BBC. The equipment was taken. That is still, technically speaking, that's a cybercrime according to the law. So I'm saying, first of all, you arbitrarily created a law that is going to favor state over citizenry.
Correct.
Which is not something that's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Two, the framework of the law itself doesn't really make sense because laws are there to govern. Cyberbullying, because it happens, and it happens quite a lot. I'm a Kenyan on Twitter. I have seen it. That's why I do not tweet as much because I know it's hectic, but it happens. It is very easy for the apps themselves to actually remove these people. If you did not know, a lot of apps have community guidelines. Guys, if you read your T's and C's, it will tell you anything you post that is against those community guidelines will be removed. People's accounts have been closed before because of bullying other people, because of scamming other people. Also, apps themselves have a provision for reporting things. So my question is, if someone is getting bullied on an app, but you have not sorted out first with the app that they're using, but you're immediately taking them to court, well and good. Okay. So someone is using a VPN, you don't know who they are. Step one, they will do this thing of where they go to mobile the line they're using. So that's how they're finding people. It's technically illegal because they need a court order. For you to start a court order, you must go and say, okay, this has happened, this has happened, this has happened. Because one of the things I'm finding very funny is a lot of the people who are who are for the new law are comedians. I have a question. If I go through each and every one of their sets, will I not find defamatory material? Yes. I know they're about to go and scrap the whatever they've posted.
In fact, even one had to apologize yesterday about something crazy. He said something tribal.
See, about Kisses.
Yes.
I'm a very online person. I know what's happening in this country. Yeah. You cannot tell me that comedians, the people who are well known to be inflammatory, if I can be polite,
right,
are the ones who are saying, okay, this is a good thing. Because I'm like, first of all, your bread and butter is this. Governments come and go, but memory, especially the Kenyan memory, the North remembers.
But let me ask you something. So the other angle of this conversation is some folks, like the other comedian who said, Kenyans and we need to be very responsible. Some people can be a bit too much. And then I also saw a bunch of politicians talking about how even the way society is... the way the African society is naturally in terms of conversations, we need to have a level of respect, especially towards authority. And guys are saying the problem with the younger generation is they're a bit too extreme with their words, this thing for posting leaders in coffins. So we're a bit too much, and it's creating, we basically don't have decency. So that's another part of this conversation. But however, I like how you're putting it, right? Who decides what's bad? Who gives you the moral authority? And you've done even crazier things with that power that you have.
I'd like to quote, not verbatim, but wasn't there a politician who said, I will kill 5,000 of them in one day?
Yes.
Isn't he over 50?
Correct.
Isn't that a leader?
Yes.
Isn't he old, as they say? Isn't he in authority?
Yes.
Vis-a-vis, you cannot drink your wine and tell me to drink piss, because that's what they're basically telling us. They'll drink their wine, they'll call us names. I still remember that I am a treasonous criminal, according to the head of state of this country. I am a treasonous criminal for going to the streets and saying we reject the finance bill. I am a treasonous criminal. Aren't they also the same ones who go on podiums and tell us, oh yeah, that bill that you guys were protesting, we split it into 4 and we passed it? So you cannot abuse people, then expect your abused to come to the abuser and go like, how are you, sir? Treat me kindly.
Do you think this is just about 2027?
No,
let's just be real.
It's both is and not.
Yeah,
because this is a conversation that has been there.
Yeah,
if you notice, a lot of the times it's I call it it's a intergenerational conversation, because everybody starts with, well, Gen Zs don't respect the older generations. Then they go, millennials, what did you teach Gen Zs? Gen Xers go, both millennials and Gen Zs are bad people. as we go, these are the people who we found, and them, they are treating us the same way. So we are rude to them. The previous generation goes, you children do not listen to us, our parents and our grandparents. And I'm like, yes, because you all decided not to meet at the table. Culturally, people are respected because, one, you treated others with respect. I have older family members. I have the deepest of respect to them. If I meet someone who's older than me by a certain point, not even some younger than me, I still treat people with respect. But I give people respect as it's given to me. Treat the person next to you the same way you want to be treated. If you come to me rudely, if I answer rudely to you, why are you fighting me? We've both been giving each other the same energy. So if you find the younger generation is being rude and you're older, so you're the ones who have been raising them.
Yeah.
Quali, how have you guys been raising them?
Exactly.
Yeah. These are your kids.
Yeah.
These are your kids.
That's the only reality they know.
Yeah.
So I was going to ask you as well. Let's take it way back, even before now, whatever's happening in this era of ours. So, colonial hangover. This is something that's so deep, and sometimes I feel like it's a sensitive thing. Somebody once told me, you know what, Kev, the problem with our government is they tell us not to confront the past. Let it be. Let's celebrate our history. It's meant for educational purposes. It's interesting you talked about when you were referring to Israel. Yeah, the Europeans have a culture of confronting the Holocaust. About what are some of the lessons they've learned, and the healing process is ongoing. But when it comes to Africans, especially Kenyans, right, our history and the injustices that our forefathers went through doesn't really need confronting. My question is, do you think our colonial past has pretty much shaped how we think our narrative, and in the sense that, okay, for example, our relationship with authority. Some people generally have like a weird fear of authority. And also this thing for validation. Some people are obsessed with validation. Like, we don't know, and this is from a culture perspective, we just don't know how to do our own thing, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know my past. I don't have a reference point, bro. I just know the Muzungus who came through.
Let me start with a modern answer. Funny enough, wasn't there this the Dutch nationality in the coast who was abusing cops? So let's start there.
Jesus
okay, now
Christ.
let's really take it back. The thing a lot of people forget, and it's always forgotten because people don't remember. One, our education system was set up to create workers. People who can go to an office and work. It was not created for anything else. Culturally, we're very broad, but a lot of the broadness that came with our culture was tamped down. I do something called, every once in a while, called Hadithi Hangout at Santuri.
Nice.
And we're discussing the history of, I'm going to touch briefly on
Sure.
because it's going into a broader thing. We were touching on the history of Kenya via a book called Shades of Benga, and we touched on something called Mwomboko. Mwomboko came in to replace traditional Kikuyu dances that used to happen. Mwomboko was an in-between, because the instrument that was mainly used was the accordion, which is a Mzungu instrument, and it came in around post the First World War. So you find we try as much as possible musically and in other ways, because I am speaking as from my area. What I've experienced is we have deep disconnects when it comes to attaching our music and our culture, and even how education is done into how we experience life. Because the thing about the Mzungu is, they burnt down a lot of actually not even burnt down, a lot of what they did. Because if there's one thing the Mzungu is good at, it is recording their goods and their bads.
Oh yeah, the amazing documentary.
So a lot of those files were dumped in the ocean. A lot of those files about what really happened are no longer there, are no longer in the country. Their copies are in London, but they're not in the country. As a grandchild to people who went to the forest, Mau Mau, we have this thing of where Mau Mau went from being a multicultural thing to a Kikuyus were fighting in the forest. First of all, that the original name was Kenya Land Freedom. They were fighting for the land, KLM. They were fighting for everybody's land, for you to get your land, for you to have your land, for you to actually have your own peace, your own place. They were unified in that. Kenya as a country the collaborators won, basically. The collaborators were the ones who were in leadership. The collaborators were the ones who were controlling a lot of the things. So it's a lot of the times it's erasure. It's not that we're being told, let's not look to our past, is we can't really find our past. And let me give you another interesting tidbit. A lot of people don't know. Mwai Kibaki is the one who removed the tag terrorist group from the Mau Mau. The Mau Mau had been a terrorist group since Jomo Kenyatta and Moi. They came to be freely known as freedom fighters during Mwai Kibaki's time. Mwai Kibaki is our third president. The first two ruled for a long stretch because it's from 1963 to 2002. If even the people we frame as the people who went and fought for this country were termed terrorists, were termed, they were basically an illegal organization, how can we say we're learning from our history when we don't even know our own history? And part of it is also realizing a lot of the people who really were fighting, and even the ones who are in the camps, because there were a lot of camps where people were being placed, never want to talk about it because it's traumatic to them. Sometimes you have to look at your grandparents in the sense of that man or woman might be having PTSD. So to them, they do not want to talk about what they experienced.
Let me ask you, is it possible, because I know right now, with the current political dispensation, you can tell that we're transitioning towards something. Whatever that thing is, we don't really know. Yeah. So is it possible to actually go to that place? You know, some people, of course, Raila Odinga followers term it as canon. Yeah, but Kenyans generally, we're a very hopeful people. We look forward to this place that's sort of like paradise.
Yeah.
But can we actually get there without us confronting this past that we don't know? Without people actually getting their justice?
Like I said, those who do not learn from the history are doomed to repeat it. I'll mention something that's not most palatable. 2007 was not the first time we had post-election violence in Kenya. Almost every single election we have had, or any situation, always ends up in violence. Even when there's no violence, there's still violence. Didn't we have chaos in was it 2022? Yes.
Yeah, we had a bit of skirmishes here.
There were problems. People were killed. We have to realize we are part of a nation that the one is trying to run away from its past. Two does not understand its past. We like to look at the good. And a lot of the times we forget our bads. Mwai Kibaki is my favorite president. Mwai Kibaki was an infallible man. That man failed in some aspects. The Raila Odinga was a great man. Raila Odinga also failed us in one aspect or the other.
Yeah.
Jomo Kenyatta was let me not speak. Not Gideon, apologies. Daniel Toroitich arap Samoei. He was a great man to some.
I mean, they're not perfect.
They're not perfect.
There's a human. Yeah.
They're all human.
Yeah.
They all have, man is to error.
Yeah.
Then why are we seeking perfection instead of looking at ourselves raw and unfiltered and going, hey, look, not everything is perfect.
Exactly, bro.
But we have to find balance.
Beautiful.
We have to find balance. Because if we do not find balance, it will culminate in, I'm hoping and praying that we do not have a violent election. That is my hope and prayer.
We don't have a what?
There's no violence.
A violent election moving forward.
In 2027 especially.
Right.
But at the same time, people are operating as though we're going to have it. sad to say.
Yeah, it's very sad. Let me ask you now, moving forward, as an artist, as a thinker, do you think creative expression has become a form of decolonization, in the sense that you're trying to reclaim your original identity and narrative? Do you think we can actually use art to remember?
Yeah, I think one of my favorite musicians, and funny enough, I came to find this musician because of one of my uncles. Shout out to Dr. Gadhura. Kwame Reggae. Kwame is a Kikuyu. He's a Kikuyu artist who sings beautiful songs, but his most famous one is a Mau Mau song. It's a prayer. It's a cry for hope, because he says, "When Nyaga talk to now, we pray to you." So it's more of. I'll give another example: the works of Costa Ojwang. Costa, I cannot speak a lick of Dolo. I don't even understand the language. There's a way when I am listening to him live, or I'm listening to him even on my DSPs, my YouTube, I feel connected to his music. Kisses, you guys only have Mbarambamba. It's been hard trying to listen to that man.
Why? They were just chilling that side.
But I believe in you guys. So you find...
Yeah, you know I'm half kissy, so you can't do that to my people.
But Mbarambamba is a representation. He is a representation of Kissi music and Kissi culture in an interesting way.
He's good.
See? That's what I was saying.
Everyone...
That's what I was saying. That's what I was saying.
That was so hilarious.
That's what I'm saying. You find the artists who are coming up who are really connected to their roots or trying to find their roots. Another one is Zaituni. Zaituni, the way she sings her Tarab infused music is so beautiful. It makes me yearn for love even when I'm very much single. I am not looking for someone, guys. Please free me. But at the same time, her music makes you yearn. It makes you want to actually even fall in love. There are a lot of artists who are like that. They've curated and created their music to the way you find yourself, even if you do not understand the language,
right,
you want to connect to it. And then the growth of even just spaces to allow those artists to perform in front of other people, and those artists also investing in their musicality, in the way they operate. I'd also hearken to I was having a conversation still from Hadithi Hangouts about one of my favorite artists, the great Eric Wanaina. Eric Wanaina has a song for about almost everything. Eric Wanaina has written about love. Eric Wanaina has written about how we take bribes. Eric Wanaina has also written about how our spirit is, and we are a strong nation, we're a fighting nation. He's brought about being proud to be Kenyan, because Daima meaning Kenya. That's what it means. I'm forever a Kenyan. One of my... I find it, I tell people, funnily, I choose to be Kenyan. I know I was born here and I've grown up here, and the only times I've been out of the country is for brief periods. But I have chosen to be Kenyan. I have chosen to be Kenyan in all it encompasses. I've chosen to be Kenyan in the bad and in the good. We fight people on Twitter, but every once in a while, when there's crisis in those countries, we go support them.
Yeah.
When something bad is happening right now, all of us are like, yes, that should not happen. I've seen buses stop people from overlapping on the roads, and passengers are like, deres mamisha gari, I gari ingine itapita.
Slide my doors. What?
And also, hey, pelekea your route.
But then let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Looking back at the Gen Z Mandamano of last year.
Correction.
Yeah. Gen Z is Gen Zote.
Kenyan. Also, I'm also a Gen Z.
Yeah.
Adopted by.
Yeah.
In serious situations. Hata mimi ni Gen Z.
Yeah. So, do you think, did it actually change how you view activism and civic engagements in the country? And of course, also the collective consciousness of Kenyan people. Yeah, because I personally feel like it was bare especially for leadership to see that, you know what, we're in a revolutionary space right now, mentally, and it's not just political. Even in the family, in the offices, in sports, in churches, and religious institutions, wherever, anywhere and everywhere, guys have awakened, and guys are gonna speak out. Has it changed moving forward how you view Kenyans when it comes to our consciousness?
I'll give you an interesting story about myself. My first demonstration was when I was in Form 1. 2009. Gaheti Boys High School. If you were in that school in 2009, when we walked from Mokroine town to Nyeri town to demonstrate about how the principal was running the school bad. So I'll say this. I have always been a disruptor. I do not believe in injustice, and I'm very willing and ready to go like, that is not just, that is not proper. So I have always been civically, I talk to people, I try my best to engage with, even if it's just one friend or the other. I bullied my sister into voting for the first time in 2022, because she was a first time voter. I was like, hey, look, you're voting. It's because you do not have to influence 1,000 for change to happen. If you influence one and they're willing to change and willing to actually listen, willing to go about, okay, this is what's happening. Because I think growing up in Nairobi, I've been very cosmopolitan. So for me, my politics has always been, I want an effective leader. I do not care about tribe. One of my funniest things, it was in 2017. I remember my Omena lady, shouts to her wherever she is. I was just going to buy Omena, and then we ended up talking about bursaries. And then she was like, I didn't like our current MP, because to me, I felt he was worthless. It kind of was, because what was zero contribution in Parliament, he was one of those. But that lady changed my mind in the sense of, she was like, if there's one thing this guy does well, his bursary doesn't have tribal connotations. It is flat. It is, you will get it as long as you are residing in Roysambu. I voted for the man. Coming elect, and I saw some funny people. Okay, I didn't get bribed. Guys, I've never been bribed, funny enough, to vote for someone. Unless you count university, then I was. But like, I never take anything. I never take handouts. I don't take the t-shirts, although they do make great mops, as I've been told. Fleece count ni mzuri.
Yeah.
I've been told, I've seen them on some people's doorsteps. I've never been given, I don't have the t-shirts. I do not belong to even a political party. One, because political parties in this country come and go. Two, because I vote for a candidate that will make sense for me, except Sakaja. That one I regret. I actually regret.
Are you looking forward to Babowino?
Hey, who said I'm hey, no, guys.
Just saying.
I'll say this. My candidate will definitely lose in the gubernatorial race for Nairobi. That's all I have to say. Whoever I'm voting for is 100% going to lose.
Let me ask you.
Because I will look at a candidate and give... Actually, sometimes I do regret actually not voting for Polycarp Igathe. That man had good points, and he was cleaning people's houses.
It's true.
He was cleaning people's houses. Not mine, but he was cleaning people's houses.
Gimmick.
Well, yeah, but so was Sakaja's. So was everybody else's.
Bro, let me ask you something. So we just witnessed the passing of Raila Odinga. Some say it's the end of a political era.
Joey.
Yeah, Joey. I read a very, very interesting online article on one of the online dailies. And this lady said how, if you look at how Raila came about, this is something that he was not a comrade like others, like Rengo. He was cut from a different cloth. This is he probably, his legacy was passed down from his dad.
Yeah,
you can easily tell.
Yeah,
right? So you agree, right?
Yeah.
And his dad, you cannot erase Jaramogi Oginga's name from the consciousness of Kenya as a nation, right?
You cannot.
So this lady's conclusion was, for the person who's going to take over the leadership of ODM and the Luo community, it naturally has to come from the Odinga family, because they have that thing in them. Do you agree? On the other hand, the people were saying, kuna, you guys, 2025, man, the smart Kenyans out there, we understand our narrative, da-da-da. It could even be Babu Wino. It could be da-da-da. I mean, you know what I mean. So do you think the person who's going to take over the leadership of the Luo community and ODM should be an Odinga?
I'll start by saying something very out of pocket. Intelligence is not a scale of wisdom. You being intelligent does not make you wise. I'll start with that. 2, I said I do not have a political party. Now, ODM is a very interesting party. It has lasted
20 years now.
20 years, as per what they're saying. Okay, in all its iterations. It actually is 20 years.
Yes, they're going to have the anniversary just before Raila passed
No,
on.
I've just remembered how old I am. In my head, I was like,
Almost as old as you.
ODM just started just the other day. It's not like in primary. I was like, see last year. So, but it's fiefdoms are very interesting in that they will either scatter and become new clans, or they'll stay united. But a fiefdom is still a fiefdom. He who controls the purse controls what will happen. That is my opinion about ODM. And I started with intelligence does not equate wisdom. It's not a measure of wisdom. Yes.
Okay, fine. So I have 3 final questions.
Yeah.
What is your advice to artists who want to stay true to their purpose and their voice, their self-expression, in a world that rewards conformity and, being politically correct?
Start by loving yourself. No, legit. Start by deeply loving yourself. Because not everybody will like you and not everybody will love you. Not everybody will appreciate what you're doing. But at the same time, there's a greater reward for you. Now, the problem is it's not going to be monetary at first.
Wow.
It's not going to be monetary at first. Because the thing about conforming to what everybody else wants you to do is it's very easy for you to hit. It's easy for you to be the in thing, what people are chasing. But at the same time, your life, your span will die very quickly. If you've ever met me in musical spaces, I'm always ready to have conversations about artistry and what people chase. And I've journeyed with some artists from when they were relatively unknown to now they're known. It has taken time, it has taken effort, it has taken a lot of their money. But at the same time, they're satisfied with what they have. So my question is also, why creating art? I was confirming in my head, I have never been paid to do a piece. In all my life as a poet, my poetry is always freely given. I don't go looking for gigs as a poet. I have never actually gone to be like, oh yeah, can I be the opener for this particular event as a poet? I find satisfaction in that I am just expressing myself and I'm telling people interesting stories. Because a lot of the times when if I'm doing spoken word, I'll do it in form of a story. Even if it's a written piece, it's going to be a story. I find that satisfaction in that. But if you're looking for money, my friend, just go look for that money. You will find it.
Yeah.
Invest. Because then you'll get to a point of where people don't want to listen to you. And that's it.
Oh my God, you get dropping bars.
No. Let me give you a small.
Wait.
Small example.
Good job, yeah.
Small example. Are we still listening to Ethic?
Z, man, you get the dips like 100 million years ago.
But you know what? I always tell people, one thing I'm proud of them for.
But I saw them trying to make a comeback.
My dude, they dropped a whole album. They're the only Gengeton group that actually dropped an album. Like, willingly.
That's actually good stuff, yeah.
Willingly, they were like, here's a project from us. 20 years down the line, when your kids are of age, introduce them to whatever shenanigans you're listening to. I also want to, I big up, interesting enough, it's also why I'm, as a child who grew up listening to Issa, I'm always happy that Issa had a body of work that I can always refer to.
Exactly.
Issa actually, the whole album is on his Spotify. It's everywhere. You can actually find it. You can actually listen to the works of Issa. you can unaweza kwa kabasha isa for your kids to actually listen to what you were listening to growing up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have other artists who don't drop albums, but they drop bangers, and they're still relevant, and they're still... So it's finding that balance. To those who don't know, Major actually doesn't have an album.
Oh.
But Major will drop songs that will get you moving. Him, every once in a while, he will drop a new song. He will give you a new song. He'll give you a new track. Flow is still the same. The bars have progressed. They've grown. They've matured a bit. The tumbler is still tumbling, but it's Major. You will actually still Okwonko and all that. So it's finding the balance between what are you really searching for, what are you trying to be, and what is sending you to become an artist. If you're looking for quick money, it's a straight up lie. The only way you'll make quick money ni kama unaosha. If you umeamua kufungua laundromat as an artist, ukiosha, you'll get that money, but it's not good money, so it won't last.
Is there a blessing or burden for you?
No.
Like there has to be, bro.
No, because I said one thing. One of the things I tell people, I am a known hater. If you want someone to review your things, I will give you a review that will actually make you reconsider everything about your life.
Oh, snap.
Because actually, one of the reasons why I stopped reviewing is one of my friends hit me with, hey, bro, hey, ulinifanya hata mimi nianze kujiuliza. And I was like, but at the same time, didn't you improve? So I did. I do not have a burden because one, if my siblings decided to become artists, or my cousins, or my nieces and nephews, I'd have a very heavy burden because that's family. But the rest of you, I will buy tickets for your shows. I will attend your shows. I attend shows. I go to shows. I listen to people. I listen to up-and-coming artists. I listen to established artists. I listen to the OGs. I stopped reviewing, so I don't have a burden of where I have to give people, oh yeah, this is how it was.
But do you care about reviews for your own work?
People have opinions. Some of them are right. There's someone who was reviewing my work and they were telling me about the emotion I had. I was like, hey, I didn't feel that, but thank you. Thank you. Because one thing, you reviewing my work, to me, you're giving me credence. It means I've gotten to the point of where you're curious enough to sit with it and review it and actually look at it.
Yeah. I
just said I do not broadcast my reviews, but I have reviews. Like if you ever drop a project and you want to listen to what I have to say, look for me. I'm the hamster everywhere. If you look for the hamster and go like, hey, I dropped a project, can you tell me if I did right or wrong? I'll be like, hey, let me listen to it. I'll tell you, okay, whoever was your mixing engineer, fire him. Okay, your writing is very similar in all songs because there are some people who are very lazy, who have lazy pants, and it happens. I'm not saying it is a bad thing. I'm just saying I review things. But to those who know who Anthony Fantano is, partly inspiration to how I review, because he has a very interesting way he reviews music. He's mostly Western. So those are the kind of people I also like listen to their own reviews about. Okay, generally I try to review albums, not singles, because I prefer listening to projects because it's nice. There's a brevity to the work.
Yeah. So, for folks who wanna engage with you, partner with you, they want you to host their gigs.
Yeah.
The host with the most.
The host with the most.
Let's say before you tell them your contact, your social media, and all those other things. Have you got any projects you're working on?
No. Technically, yes.
Yeah.
I was supposed to do a solo show this year.
Yeah.
I will not.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, I was learning how to sound engineer. It took a lot of my time and a lot of my energy and a lot of because I'm still working in events. So I was supposed to write, because I was giving people new pieces. Like, right. I had to write something new. So I'm currently not working on any new project. But I still perform at Rafinki, at Poets You Should Know, at Newetry, at Mizani Open Mic, at Kwani. Those are different places you can find me performing poetry, basically.
Yeah.
I will give people a show next year, hopefully. Majaliwa, because I'm still writing and I'm still coming up with because I have ideas. I have pieces that are like they encompass one particular topic on different things. The one I was going to do this year was either going to be Pieces Between, which was just a look into how we are as a nation in between the protest, in between right now I'd even have added pieces about the death of Baba, in between just even us changing deputies and all that. Just a look into how we are looking at life and how I'm observing life,
Right.
and just delving into just different aspects of, like, it's just going to be like, people have mainstream topics, and the non-mainstream topics, they're like, oh yeah, there's something interesting I saw, or this is me at a show, this is how I interacted with different people at this particular thing.
Good stuff, man. Sasa, bro. It's been real. So what's your social media handle, fam? Because I know there are a lot of people who are fascinated about your work right now.
On Instagram,
Yeah.
you'll even find my pieces. It's The Hamster Did It, but with my real name at Timothy Mbuthia. Then on Twitter, I just retweet a lot of things, and sometimes I comment on things, and sometimes I'm a heavy retweeter. I'm not a big tweeter, but I'm still on Twitter, and I'm active on Twitter. If you're only active on Twitter, find me at The Hamster Is Doing It. So The Hamster Did It on Instagram, The Hamster is doing it on Twitter. For Twitter, it's at Mbuthia Timothy. You will see a really, really old picture of me, but it's still me. I never change. I have never, once I find a really good profile picture, I don't change it. And like for my actually, let me big him up because he's one of my boys, Jimbo. One of my friends called Jimbo is the one who like took the pictures that I have on my Instagram. So like that picture,
that guy is doing a good job. You get your picture fresh.
No, it's I'm lucky in the sense of like I know I interact with a lot of people who create even using cameras, because that's still curating and let me tell you, the biggest problem I never have solo pictures, so I actually had to dig into my photos, go like, oh yeah, this is one when I'm alone, because a lot of the times, nature of work and just how I interact with people, I'm always in group pictures, and also I don't like my picture taken for someone who's really photogenic, so I'm always in just mtaniona kwa. Look, the only picture I have taken these days willingly, and it's because I have to, is whenever we do the family portrait. Family portraits, I was told you can't escape from this one. Even that one, half the time I'm like, do we have to do it? See, I can give you a picture of me.
All right, man.
Do you want me to give you a piece, or mimi niende to give you?
No, obviously I wasn't going to let you know.
Hey, I was going to ask.
Yeah, man. Sheesh, man. You have to ask.
No, I have to ask.
That's rude of me.
No.
No, I was going to give you a legit intro, man. So that's why we're going to outro.
Do it.
All right, man.
No, before.
Stage.
Before. Do you want a happy piece or a sad piece? Or do you want a piece on politics, a piece on life, or a piece on just anything else? Because I can do anything. That's why I'm asking. Like, if you want me to give you a piece,
you have to do a piece on life.
On life.
Do a piece, because, I mean, let's be general, man. Okay. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes.
Joyful or sad?
Yeah.
Joyful or sad?
That's life. That's everything. That's life.
Aisha, I'm sorry. He allowed me. Bint Aisha knows why this is a problem.
Just be unpredictable.
Okay. I'll do my best.
So, guys, right about now, the one and only Tim the Hamster, Twende Kazi.
So I've been given permission to perform, guys, a piece about life. To those who don't know, I like storytelling and telling people stories. I think I'll talk about, not me, but it's about life either way. Birth. Birth is a very interesting thing, in the sense of that, as a man, I do not know what happens, but I kind of do, like a deeply biological way. But when this nation was born, it was a very tumultuous time. Chaos and pain, but happiness and joy. Harambe! A nation birthed with joy, filled with expressions of hope and freedom, knowing that our founding fathers have set up something beautiful. But as Kenya, as Wazungus would call her, grew, she matured. She found balance in her politics, in her freedom fighters, in her people who bring a difference. Birth. I will tell you a story about a wonderful lady, Shori for the trees, another of Kenya's many daughters. She who told us, if you're going to uproot a tree, plant another. If you want to grow this nation, we have to grow our trees, grow our forests. We have to save ourselves. We have to start with you. Let me tell you about one of its many sons, Matara. He whose words ring true in your ears, he who stands 6 foot tall. He said he's from the lakeside, but sometimes he goes around Kisii. He who believes that words have power, that intelligence can be found even in the most interesting of places. Let me tell you a story about birth of ideas. I have not really written this piece, so I'm just giving you guys what I have. I was born to a country in the stranglehand of a strong man. Birthed in a time when chaos was reigning true. Birthed in a time when we could only speak in whispers. And even then, the whispers brought chaos. I was birthed in a nation that had not yet seen Uhuru. But we journeyed. 2002. The birth, not of a nation, but of joy, of peace, of the Rainbow Alliance, of leaders coming together, of Mwai Kibaki and Raila Odinga, of Ngilu, of Karua, of changing a nation, of finding togetherness, bringing together. Birth, 2007. Birth of violence, birth of bloodshed, birth of chaos, birth of homes not being home, of neighbors turning on neighbors, of people seeing people's true colors, of drowning in anguish and death. Birth 2024. Birth of new ideas. Birth of a generation that said enough is enough. Birth of a generation that said we want to see change. We want to be the change. 2025. Birth. Not for Kenya, but for Tanzania. Of we want to see change. We want to see freedom. We want to be at peace, at one. Birth. 2027. What will we give birth?
Ladies and gentlemen, Tim the Hamster. It's been a good one. We almost forgot about Tanzania, man. Jeez, I hope it's a beginning for them. I hope it's a birth of a new nation. We can only hope for the best. We hope and pray.
We hope and pray.
Yeah.
Because if the way the country is right now, nobody knows what's going to happen. Everybody is, because no internet, no nothing.
It's true.
So it's countries that are stunned completely.
Yeah.
Also, big up to the people in Namanga who decided to maandamana with
Kenyans. Oh my God.
No. Yeah. It's actually in the national anthem for the East African community.
It's true.
Brotherhood. As one.
Yeah.
As one.
Yeah.
Ugandans, kuna bash najua mnataka kutuitia eventually. Tutakam.
Tim, it's been real. Thank you so much for coming through. This has been one of the longest conversations I've had, and it's been worth it. Knowledge for days. You're such a vibe. The energy has been amazing. And we bless you, man. Keep on growing, keep on instilling knowledge in us. You're very resourceful to our country.
I do my best.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm a tax-paying Kenyan. I have to.
Nice one. Asante sana. 13 minutes to 9 p.m. We're coming back with more stories and conversations, of course. Bahamadia, you know how we do.